Questions. Obviously, yesterday was a pretty tough game to tolerate. How is it that time and time again, though, we've seen you do this 3 times already, last time in the match, and now, once again, after a loss, you bounce back. Where do you find that courage and strength to be able to do that?
Just by chance. Yes, yesterday was a difficult game to deal with, since I was much better at one point and I just spent too little time on the critical moment. I spoiled a very good position. But after that, I just continued the normal routine and just have dinner and to sleep earlier and be refreshed for this important game.
Talk to me about the position itself. When did you feel as though you had the position under control?
And only after knight f4, I realized my position much better.
Not before this, because it looked very positive even before this.
Yeah, before this, after knight v5, I'm very optimistic about my chance. Maybe here, and yeah, there are many details. For example, here if we go knight g4, which looks very good, I would like to play bishop c1. If knight b4, I play bishop f1. I don't know what is better here. And he play h6, looks too slow, and I calculate a lot by playing this. But maybe he's just in time to defend. If I take, he cannot take with rook, I can both take with this pawn or this pawn. I can take with bishop, and it's just nothing for white. Position too simple, and bishop restricted by his pawn structure. So I had to come up with some ideas to play slow. And with this, I weaken his b5 square. But if I play knight b5 here, he can go knight g4. There are no knight e4 after bishop c5. And here, yeah, this move came as a surprise for me. I was expecting queen d7. I'm going to play queen b3. And I don't know if he can go this. If he can put the queen on c8, I think his position is very solid. Or maybe I can take here. If I go here, I go take. If we take, then my calculations stop here. I don't know if white's better or not. After this, here is another critical moment. Maybe he can play this to change the structure. But I have maybe knight e4. He takes. Maybe c5. I don't know. Maybe it's slightly easier to play for white. And he
this seems reasonable, at least, compared to what he did, right?
Yeah, he allows knight b5. So here maybe I should play knight b5 already to stop knight d4. But I'm very happy to play knight b5. And this idea came as a surprise to me, because he wanted to play either knight c5 or bishop f6. Here I don't know where to put the queen, d2 or c3. If queen c3, maybe here, I don't know. If they take and bishop g6, it seems white also better.
His pieces seem very bottled up in this position. They're fighting for squares, his pieces, while yours seem very harmonious.
Yes, after this, my rook is so well placed on the center. Will control 2 open lines after d4 break, queen c3, d4. And his rook, one rook is very passive on b8, and the queen not so idly placed on d8. And here, yes, as he said, I was expecting this. If he take, I take, and I have this version. I have 2 pawns for the exchange, and I take this pawn, which seems good enough. Also, if e4, it's very complicated, but maybe just better for white. So here, he also play bishop f6 with idea e4, but also knight g1, something similar to the game.
Your center pawn seemed to be rolling and holding his pieces back. There's some mention that it's sort of like an Alechine's defense, where black's knights were funnily placed on b6 and c6.
Oh, some Sicilian?
Out the Alekhine, I know this is a reverse the same, but out the Alekhine, when the knight finally ended up on b6, but there's no pawn on e6 to control your center. Your center just seemed to be ready to roll.
Yeah, I have very strong center. And here I'm deciding where to put the queen, to put on c2 or c3. I put on here, since if after this, after some exchange, I can, if equal knight, I can play some d5, d6, with the queen in better place on c3, but I missed the bishop f6, which is a very important move. If I go here, he played knight d7 with idea c6. Suddenly the knight is has no square. If I go here, maybe he can repeat the moves. I'm very happy to find queen c2. Maybe still there not so much difference between bishop. And if he go here,
apologies. Take guys just in case. We just hold for a moment, please. All right. Here we go. I believe you were back.
No, before. The knight g1. Yes, here. If you go here, I have d5. If knight f5 looks straight, but unfortunately I can't take his pawn. It seems white is better here. I'm very happy to see a4 since I already realized this idea not so strong, since I always have c5 after knight a4. And his knight misplaced on a5. And here, yes, my first intention was to play h4, but it's a very bad move. When I saw this, I thought my position is much, much better.
So this is where you're getting a lot of confidence, and of course, the game was dominant after that. Is this one of your best games, can we say that, or one of your favorite victories?
Yes, it's a very important. It's an important 12th game. Yeah, it's maybe the best game I've played in recent times.
All right, we have reporters lined up with questions, please.
Michael Rahal from FIDE Media. Liren, first of all, congratulations on a fantastic game. You mentioned yesterday that last year you also won the 12th game against Nepomniachtchi, and you went on to win the title. So what I want to know is, how did you recover emotionally and mentally for this game? Could you give us 2 or 3 of the things you did, and also give advice to those players who struggle after losing a game, going on to win the next game the following day? Could you tell us a bit about your mental and emotional process last night and this morning, please?
Well, last night I guess I slept well. I slept earlier, and yes, it gave me a lot of energy. Also today I take a cup of coffee before the game, which helped me feel much more energetic. And yes, also I spent some time in the players' lounge to take some snacks and to rest a little bit, just to maintain the energy level during the critical moment. Since here I think I did the last important long think, because if I play this, I might also spoil this very good position.
Could you mention to us what the variation was you saw at page 4?
This maybe he can take, and maybe not so good for white. Maybe still good, but not as good as I have knight f4. Yeah, I just put pressure on my opponent throughout the whole game. Did not sleep like last game.
Leoncho Garcia from El País. Please, Liren, let me insist on the same subject that my colleagues Maurice and Michael. Today, you looked like a totally different person than the one we have seen here for the last 2 weeks. So, can you elaborate a little bit how can you be able to produce such a self-confidence today when, in my view, lack of self-confidence has been your weakest point along the match so far?
At first, I changed my experience a little bit. I did something on my hair. And yeah, considering the chess point part, yeah, because I have no way to retreat, I have to push for a win. And I was caught by surprise by my opponent in the opening. And I have to find some ideas to pose problems for my opponent. And I think I just played the very good games, find some good moves. And yes. Yeah, I think there is no chance to spoil it after such a good position.
This is Charlize asking on behalf of your fans on FIDE social media, this time from follower Chess Razorblade. Given the loss yesterday, what words of encouragement did your mom and GM Rapport give to you?
Rapport sent me a file with names streak back, and it happens. And yes, my mom gave me confidence. She said, "I did it last time. I can do it again."
My name is Ahmed. On behalf of Kazakhstan Telegram channel, Честно говоря, Dean, congratulations on your win. We have a question. In the last match in Kazakhstan, the 12th game became a turning point for you and you won against Jan. Do you believe in the magic of numbers?
If there's a lucky number for me, I think it's 17, not 12. But there are no 17th game in the match.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kyla, representing the local organizing committee. First of all, congratulations. I can only echo the praises that everyone has been singing of you. Secondly, people have been saying that for most of the match, even in games where you have gotten an advantage, it feels like you just settle for a draw, and that this is the first game in a long time where you have an advantage and you actively continued pressing. Would you agree with this opinion? And if so, do you regret not pressing harder in previous games?
Yes, in first game, the advantage is not so clear. I think I'm also in some dangers of being worse. But today, I just I try to play the best moves. And at some point, I suddenly realized my position is much, much better. There is no way to draw. Also, I saw this. As I mentioned, this variation, which may end in 3-4 repetition, I reject it due to the match situation.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations, Ding Liren. Once the game was already completely over, you rejected knight a7, which seems like the practical way to win. You just win the rook. And, you know, when you're low on time like that, I'm wondering why you didn't take the simple way. d5 was actually a better move, but we're just kind of curious why you didn't pick the simple win.
Well, the reason is simple. I missed knight a7. You can chip the rook after knight a7.
Okay, somebody in the...
Yeah, maybe he should play knight a6 after d5.
I'm sorry, it's just for clarification. You didn't see knight a7,
Yeah, I didn't. I missed the knight a7.
Okay, that explains it. Thank you.
Abhidaya from ChessBase India. The position what you played today in the start, it was similar to a game played between your seconds, Richard Rapport and Nihao, who are also present here. Was it their idea by any chance?
Yeah, after the game, he told me it's similar to their game, but I don't know the exact move order of that game.
Ding, could you explain to us why is number 17 your lucky number?
Oh, because I'm the 17th fortune.
And I have a wish, could you show us the rest of the game from your perspective?
After knight f4, yeah, here, I forgot what to do. Maybe here. Because if I go d6, he has yes, if I go d7, he has some counterplay with a very powerful knight on d3. What's my idea? This looks not so strong. I forgot what my idea. Yeah. But I'm very happy to see in queen d7 I can take on e4. And here I think the last chance was to take on e4. If we play knight c6, I can take on h6. Maybe f6. And I'm calculating take and knight e6. It's crushing. f5, rook e7. He played this after I just retreat the bishop. It's obvious no counterplay for black. If we play this, I can rook e7 and simply take the knight. I'm dominate on the queen side. And here looks if knight d4, I also take on c5. I have 2 pawns and compensations. The rest is easier. I found the bishop in d6, which is the last killer move with either rook e8. Upper rook, so the rest is easy.
Maria for the chess. First of all, congratulations, Ding, on a wonderful game. Just to follow up on what was already said about the prep. So was this particular file prepared for the situation when you need to win the game?
I was caught by surprise by his choice. I know something, but not this specific line. So I had to work over the board.
Okay, so there was nothing specifically prepared for situation when you are behind in the match.
Of course, I prepared something, but not this line. Yeah.
Okay, and follow-up question as well. Why is that you play so much better when you are in a must-win situation? Is it because you have nothing to lose, or you are so angry and you just compose all your nerves?
I think it's, I don't know the reason. If I played e6 instead of g6 yesterday, I'm also playing a very good game. And today, maybe the position suit me quite well.
Thank you.
One last question from me. In terms of handling mistakes and handling loss, a lot of people get angry at themselves or kick themselves. What's your advice for all the people out there much lower rated than you are for being able to handle a loss and take it in stride?
Well, if I cannot win today, also if I cannot win the last 2 games, maybe I'll just lose the title, which I also accept. So, yeah, sometimes I perform very well after I lose, like the online tournament held 2 years ago, where I sometimes lost the first one, sometimes even with white pieces, and I bounced back in the last 3 games.
All right, well, tremendous comeback. Congratulations and best of luck in the next 2 games.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We have a rest day tomorrow. There's a follow-up you want? Okay, I'll allow. Sure.
Hi, this is Rajesh from Trinity Mirror. Question for Ding. We have seen over the past few matches that you have found yourself in time trouble. But today, like, you handled the time much better. So was there a conscious effort from your team to focus and play faster in this particular game? And at one stage, the accuracy was shown as 99.1, which is brilliant. So congrats on that. And your thoughts on the next 2 matches and the strategy change in terms of opening preparation for you going forward for the last 2 games?
I think it's a normal situation where I was long time in the first half of the game, then his time catch me after some pretty long thought by him. So it's just a normal. But today I spend I think a lot of time, some important time on I think Queen C3, Queen C2, and Knight A4, which are quite important. Which is I take a lesson from yesterday's rules. I should still think carefully, even if the time is not so much.
Would you allow another question?
Thank you for indulging another question. So you mentioned that you had a cup of coffee earlier and that helped to give you more energy. So I have to know, how do you take a coffee?
Oh, it's a small cup of espresso.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
And with that, we conclude the press conference. Again, a rest day before the very important 13th game. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Gemini, can you help me plan my